Hello, welcome to Non-Dual Christianity. In this video, we'll explore the assumption, I would know if I was God. The second part of that is the conclusion of, so I definitely cannot be. And this is actually probably one of the most difficult things about non-duality, is one of the things I wrestled with the most as well, is how on earth could I be God? I don't feel like God. I don't think I'm God. It almost feels a bit blasphemous. So let's dive into this about what we mean and where this assumption might come from. First, the world around us, all of what is created, all of form, is duality. Objects are different. My body here is not you, you are not me. This is not saying anything different from that. The Bible itself affirms this. It says Jesus is not the Father is not Jesus is not the Spirit, right? There's a distinction in form. And this claim or this question of, are you God, is not trying to erase that. What it's doing is it's putting it into its proper context. And that context is all of this form, is all of this duality existing within a oneness, within the divine conscious awareness? Is the world, the universe, within God, or is it the other way around? Am I, as God, a part of this wider universe? Right? So it's not getting rid of the distinctions. What it's affirming is that the underlying ground of being and the transcendent oneness that incorporates all of form is one. And therefore, that conscious awareness that you are is the same. So, why don't you believe that you're God? See, my guess is you probably have an image of who God is. You have these images maybe of a superhero or, the Greek gods of the pantheon or some picture of who God is and what God isn't. And it probably revolves around power of some sort. If you were God, you would be able to do certain things. You would be able to have certain influences on the world around you. And I'd just like to call out that that's very much, that picture you have is an assumption. It's a culturally constructed picture that you've been given. That does not necessarily mean that it's true. It would lead to the question of, well, what power does God truly have? But the picture you have is not necessarily accurate. Or maybe you say, well, I can't create things. Interesting that we would say that, because we obviously create things in the world of form. We build, we have art, we remold form all the time. And we create our pictures of God, right? That's kind of an irony. We will come up with our ideas of who God is, and interesting how often those pictures of who God is are really just the pictures of the things we most value in our cultures, and we just amp it up to a higher degree. Finally, in this, well, I couldn't be because I would know it, it assumes that you know who you are. See, with depth psychology and psychoanalysis and all these things that we discover about how our brains work and how our bodies work, we are definitely uncovering that there are layers and layers of our existence that we have no idea are operating, right? Our awareness of what we're thinking, or our awareness of truly what's happening, is very limited compared to everything that's going on underneath the surface. Think about when all of a sudden you'll have a reaction to something and you'll have no idea why. And later you'll say, sorry guys, that wasn't me. Well, it was you, but it was a subconscious or a buried part of you. And I just say that to say, you don't even know who you truly are from a personality standpoint. So how could you know who you are as an essence? See, once again, we're not talking about your divine essence is your limited form, your limited personality. We're talking about your divine essence is this deep-seated sense of me, of I. That's been with you your whole life. You might confuse it with your personality, but it's not the same thing. Your body changes, your tastes and dislikes change, your thoughts change, your emotions change, all of those things are changing, but through it all, you've had this constant sense of me, of I. I think this is why people get surprised when they age. It's like, that can't be my body. Well, why not? And I'd say the surprise is partly because you have this enduring, always present sense of me, of conscious awareness. That is the divine essence. It's not the stories in your head. It's that deeper place that observes all and experiences all and is aware of all. And who is to say that that deeper place in you does not actually create in the full sense of the word? See, it's not your personality. It's that deeper sense that has intention or that has a purpose. I think all of this really leads to a fairly startling conclusion, and that is that if we are all the divine essence, then clearly God conceals himself. The divine essence reveals and conceals what it is. And if that was true, if part of the nature of the divine was to conceal itself from itself, then you very well could be the divine essence, but you've concealed it from yourself. Who knows why? Probably just for the play of it. But that's a different question for a different time. So I hope that you have enjoyed these thoughts, and good luck with exploring the assumption, I can't be God. Thank you for exploring this with me today.